not always be too impressed by modern trains, but we've never stopped loving our old timers. In fact, we seem to like our trains best when the only place they really take us is back in time. In the past, the railway lines and the rolling stock came in all shapes and sizes, and the locos survive in varying condition. But young or old, big or small, waiting in hopes or fully restored like this one, they all did a mighty job. Oh, watch my style. Just fill a bit in there.
Yes, thanks.
Perhaps the most amazing thing of all is that so many old locos like these are still in service. Steam trains strike a special chord in most of us, particularly those people whose almost obsessive dedication keeps these giants running. We're going to ride on Australia's favourite trains. The Zigzag in New South Wales, Victoria's Puffing Billy, the Coffee Pot in South Australia's Flinders Ranges. We'll see the restoration of one of our oldest private railways, the legacy of one of Australia's richest men. We'll catch the old Ghan to Alice Springs. And that's not all. We'll ride on all kinds of trains. Just one thing in common. They have both a past and a future. There's no mystery about why these old trains survive. They appeal to young and old, to those who work them as much as to those who ride. Today, 3 classic steamers will run side by side from Sydney to the outer suburbs. Exhilaration, the power and purpose of steam just can't be matched. It doesn't take much imagination to strip away the overhead gantries and the rest of the modern trappings. Once you do, it's like a time warp. You're back 50 years, riding the rails in the golden age of steam.
A bit of soot. It's good for you.
This is a very rare spectacle. It's not often organisers can get permission to run 3 steam trains side by side on a public track. They're on their way to the year's major steam event, Open Day at Thirlmere, Australia's biggest rail museum. catch up with the locos later on. But first, we're going to step even further back in time. In fact, back to the very dawn of Australia's railway age. Clearly enough, this railway doesn't run on steam. It's strictly 1 horsepower. Even so, it has a special claim to fame. It was Australia's first, opened in 1854. Victor Harbour Tramway in South Australia is the final link in a line built to join paddle steamer ports on the Murray River with deep water ports beyond the Murray mouth. Paddle steamers couldn't cross the Murray Bar, so they were unloaded upriver. Horse-drawn trains took the cargo overland to waiting clipper ships. Today, the only cargo is people. The business has never been better.
People don't realise that it was the first public railway in Australia. They tend to think that Melbourne or Sydney would have had the first public railway, and they're quite surprised that this one started up only months before the Melbourne one did. But if you ever talk to South Australian about the Victor Harbour, they always remember the old tram from times back. This whistling drives are crazy. Here it is, it'll keep on moving. Hey, come on, mate. One more run after this. You've got Sydney with its bridge, and you've got San Francisco with its cable cars, and Victor Harbour's got its horse tram. That's what South Australians remember.
It takes a team of 5 draft horses to keep this 1 horse-drawn train on track. They're the last of a noble line. Up to the early 20th century, horses still hauled goods and people on many lines. An era long gone, but thanks to Victor Harbour, not quite forgotten.
Toyota Land Cruiser's revolutionary diesel engine goes like a turbo without the cost.